Hi, I'm Lori Esters, and I'm currently enrolled in the Instructional Technology Master's Program at Kennesaw State University. The title of my capstone project is Using Mentoring to Provide Teacher Support for the Use of Canvas as a Classroom Organizational Tool and a Home Base for Student Learning. At the beginning of the 2013-2014 school year, Dalton Public Schools entered the beginning phases of implementing one-to-one student devices. To support this technology initiative, the district also purchased a new learning management system, or LMS, named Canvas. There was some optional training offered to learn about this LMS the summer before the implementation, but many teachers were unaware of or uninterested in taking part in this learning experience with Canvas. Due to the lack of a technology director at the main district office, this training or any other training around Canvas was no longer being offered. Teachers in the district were on their own to learn how to successfully implement Canvas as a tool to organize their classroom and as a tool to manage student learning. New teachers that entered our school system in the 2014-2015 school year had no training offered at all, and for some teachers, climbing this technology obstacle alone seemed daunting, and they were becoming unwilling to even begin the process. Teachers face several obstacles in technology integration: time, beliefs, access to technology, professional development, and a culture that promotes technology use. This capstone project focused on offering teachers an opportunity to understand and use Canvas as a classroom organizational tool and as a home base for student learning. The plan was that the learning would be carried out through a mentoring model based on the needs expressed by the teachers themselves. According to COPCHA, mentoring has been found to overcome many of the common barriers to technology integration. Robler and Doering state that one-to-one mentoring and coaching programs, as well as linking teachers to each other and to staff developers, have been shown to be very effective. In their study, Fuentes, Maxwell, and Boulou found that teachers treasured opportunities to work with peers from their own campuses. They also found that sustained and socially driven involvement in professional development programs is a factor contributing to teacher content knowledge and teacher satisfaction. To make this work more effective, they suggested creating the content of the mentoring experience on the expressed interest of the teachers involved. In their own work with professional learning communities, they also found that one of the main strengths of these learning communities came from basing the planning of professional development purchases, activities, and workshops on teachers' and administrators' expressed interest and capabilities. Meeting the teachers where they were on the technology continuum and applying their new learning directly to their current classroom content would be imperative. Without any outside support in learning a new technology, many teachers find it arduous to learn how to integrate technologies appropriately. Based on this research, the following became the objectives of my project. First, I wanted to conduct a pre-survey. This was to help determine the teacher's current level of understanding and their attitudes towards actually using Canvas in the classroom. Secondly, I wanted to use a pre-open-ended questionnaire to help determine their individual teachers' needs and to be able to plan the content of each of the learning experiences. Next, I wanted to design, develop, and deliver 5 whole group learning experiences to grow the teacher's knowledge about Canvas and to build a personal relationship with me, as well as build their own personal confidence. Lastly, I wanted to use mentoring with each individual teacher. This was to help meet the teachers where they are at that moment, and this would vary from teacher to teacher. Next, how I wanted to evaluate this plan was through a post-survey. I also would have the artifacts and lesson plans from each of the learning experiences. Also, there would be screenshots of pages and courses that the teachers created in Canvas, as well as a post-open-ended survey questionnaire. This next page is the proposed plan for how the project would go. from December 2014 to May 2015. The idea was to conduct the pre-survey and pre-questionnaire and use these results to create the content for the 5 learning experiences. And based on the teachers, you can see this is the content that would be covered in each of the courses. I found that 2 of the biggest obstacles for teachers was, 1, using Canvas themselves in front of students, and second was using Canvas with actual students pushing the buttons. That content was covered in the first 2 learning experiences. Next, it was just about using the gradebook and the functionality of Canvas. And lastly, the teachers were moving on and they wanted to know, how could they use it? How could they use it next year? What else is there? Looking back, I did not expect such a huge influx and interest from so many teachers. I was hoping to keep this experience on the quieter side and only use a few teachers. Knowing what I know now, I think I would still invite certain teachers to participate, but I would also open up the experience to the whole school. I was just unsure of the value of this training for teachers and didn't want it to become just one more thing they had to do. I was also hoping to work the bugs out and learn how to prepare and carry out professional learning before I did it for the masses. Again, I go back to the idea that this was just such a huge need in our organization that people couldn't help but be drawn to it. There was simply no other option available. There was also some conversation that a one-to-one initiative was coming for upper elementary, and knowledge and use of Canvas would push your chances of being chosen for these devices to the top of the list. Another smaller obstacle I encountered was the unexpected rate of speed at which some teachers began to use Canvas. Changes in the type of support, such as whole group versus individual, so early in the process was very unanticipated, but a welcome problem to have. After going through this instructional technology program at Kennesaw, another obstacle that bothers me on a different level was the lack of time during this capstone project to have conversations or learning around the idea of how technology can be used in the classroom. Teaching basic skills rather than the bigger ideas of using Lodi and using the SMAR model was difficult to swallow. I know that the basic technology knowledge has to be there before anyone can give their time and attention to the how of technology implementation. On the plus side, I've had many conversations around deepening the understanding of technology integration in the classroom. It was just difficult not to touch on that during my capstone work. I'm happy to say that now our district is offering more training around the use of Canvas and has actually created school mentor groups of teachers. All of the teachers in this group at my school were part of my capstone course. Through this capstone experience, I learned the value of using research-based strategies to meet teachers at exactly their point of need. I believe this course was so successful because it met each teacher where they were and used the most important part, the mentor coaching model of support.